A brutal and dangerous heat wave is set to hit two-thirds of the nation. Roughly 195 million people are under heat warnings and watches. CBS News' Hillary Lane reports.
Scorching heat and sky-high humidity are on tap for almost 200 million Americans today and throughout the weekend.
You go out and you feel like you're hitting a wall of heat and you feel like you're in an oven the whole time. So, yeah, it's pretty brutal.
The heat index, or feels like temperatures, will top 110 degrees across parts of the upper Midwest and East Coast.
Here, get some water.
At this Indianapolis day camp, staff members are doing their best to keep kids hydrated and cool.
We have kids with asthma, so we have to look out for those kids a little bit more.
Millions of people are hitting the beaches to escape the heat, but health officials are warning everyone to avoid extended periods in the sweltering sun, no matter where you are.
Drink a lot of water, keep from dehydrating.
AC all day, every day.
Indoor entertainment like trampoline parks and movie theaters are certain to be popular this weekend.
A lot of people come in and immediately just start fanning themselves or like taking a seat. They're like, I'll get my ticket in a second. It's too hot. I need to sit.
One heat casualty this weekend, New York's annual triathlon has been canceled for Sunday. Race officials say they are unable to provide a, quote, safe event experience. Temperatures across the nation are expected to begin dropping early next week. Hillary Lane, CBS News, Brooklyn, New York.
Joining me now is contributing meteorologist Jeff Berardelli. So, Jeff, give us a sense. How hot will it be? And does humidity kind of factor into all this?
Absolutely. Humidity is a huge factor. In fact, this is something that I can't say I've ever seen before. So we have all this humidity coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. You would think the most humid places, anywhere in our country would be Florida, Texas.
Yeah.
But actually, it's happening to be the upper Midwest. These dew points that you see, 83 dew points, translating into feels like temperatures over 110 degrees. I called the National Weather Service in Miami and asked them, what's the record dew point in Miami? They said, to be honest, we've seen it get to 80. We're not sure it's gotten higher than that. I think I've seen it get a little higher than that in South Florida. To give you an idea, so we're talking about higher moisture content in the upper Midwest right now than we've ever seen in parts of South Florida. It's insane. It's crazy.
Why is that?
So when to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure how dew points can get so high there. I mean, they can be transported north from the Gulf. That we know. I think irrigation of land out there has something to do with it. Spraying mist into the air, and also the rivers, because you tend to see the dew points spike near the rivers. So it feels like temperatures today and tomorrow in a lot of places, basically two-thirds of the country, are going to be between 100 and 115 degrees. Look at tomorrow in places like D.C., 110, Raleigh, 110. Philadelphia, we think, is probably going to spike to what feels like temperatures around 116 plus degrees or so. And that's a look at Philly. So you can see the actual high temperatures Saturday and Sunday both pinging 100 degrees. But look at the feels like temperatures on top. 117 Saturday, 116 Sunday. Look at that drop off. It's like the cyclone ride in Coney Island. It literally drops off a cliff early next week. So if you can get through the weekend, I suggest you stay inside, drink lots of water, air conditioning, because by next week it is going to be beautiful. Okay. I had booked a flight to Canada. I was going to move there, but then I saw that and I said, no, you know what? I'll wait it out for a couple of days.
We're glad to hear that. We do value you around here.
Thank you.
We're glad to hear that. When people talk heat wave, they always mention climate change. Can you make a connection? Is there a link?
So there is, and then there may not be. So let me explain that. So first of all, we would need to do a study on this particular heat wave, an attribution study in hindsight. Next week or the week after, look at it and say, okay, did climate change contribute to it? Was it twice as likely because of climate change? Did climate change make it twice as intense? But at the same time, heat waves like this can happen. Naturally, you don't need climate change to make them happen. But the better answer to that is every heat wave is affected by climate change because our climate has warmed by 2 degrees since the 1800s. So just that alone causes heat waves to be, let's say, 2 degrees warmer. But that's not all, because heat doesn't uniformly spread itself out over Earth. So if your whole Earth ends up warming up by 2 degrees, some of that heat concentrates in heat waves. So now you have multiple effect. So yes, these heat waves are made worse by climate change, each and every one of them, some to a greater degree than others. But to pin the tail on the donkey for this particular heat wave, I think we need to just wait and see what the scientists say.
All right. We look forward to having you here this weekend to discuss it.
I'll be here all weekend. And the air conditioning.
And the air conditioning, that's right. I'll bring popsicles.
Right, good.
Jeff, thanks so much.